I haven't quite recovered from what I saw in the last episode, but I can't drag myself away, so yes, here we are again. With the growth of the ever-expanding members of the host family, well, we know for, well, pretty much certain that our main guy's troubles are just going to grow as well. Probably exponentially. And if you think about the fact that, well, one of his rooms had to be heavily remodeled to accommodate a mermaid, what in normal society, like going down the street, needs to be made accessible for them? And if you think about the vast quantity of species, I don't think there'll be an end to the work that needed to be done to improve society to that degree. But let's not think about that, and focus on things I'm not going to be able to explain to any of my family should they stumble across it. But why do I have to feel bad? Let's just enjoy. Someone's doing a lot of cooking. Okay. I feel like some of them doesn't apply to all types of cooking, but I don't want to know what ingredient is her love. Ah, I see. Try putting out the fire first before you turn your back on it. His troubles are just growing. Oh no. Maybe you should start off with some simple dishes. All good options. I see. Not anymore. What was that caused her such a distraction? Do you really think... Does she really need to be taught the basics of kitchen safety? Yes, probably. Now, I'm not going to say that I myself am a even competent cook, but there are some things which are pretty much foolproof. I'm not sure how people can fail to the degree that I've seen, especially if you talk about anime. How you turn edible ingredients into something that is life-threatening is a skill. And yeah, with the introduction of this Meru mermaid, is she going to add anything to the story? I don't think she would shut herself away from just making a cooking mistake. Anyone that has owned or knew people who owned snakes and whatnot, it's not quite as intriguing as I've seen with people who own, like, a tarantula, for instance. What is it? Seeing a lamia molting, what does that relate to in humans? Like, what kind of situation would it be? Any particular reason? See, this is why I like Mia. She shows the weaknesses in herself and accepts them. She's not actually amazing, and is at least trying to fix those things. How understanding of him. If he's being forced to live with them all, but does just normal animal like knowledge that we've obtained translate over quite as easily? Do we? I mean, slight. I guess if you're going very. Go gently. Quite the soundtrack to go along with what we're watching. Gosh, like taking off tights or something. Who's having a tougher time here? Although peeling skin and whatnot, like when you've been sunburnt, is oddly satisfying. Oh no. I can already guess. Stop wiggling around! He's going to have to get some very strong neck muscles to withstand that kind of attack. And he's going to get a name for himself in the neighborhood. Um, Sensitive. How badly did she have to burn her hands to get to that point? I mean, I've definitely injured my hands and burnt them to a degree, but not where they're unusable. That kind of damage would need hospitalization. I can see that this is going to go just as planned. And with his with his of his vision obscured. Stop jolting. Please stop narrating to that degree. Sure. Okay. There's. I wonder what that was a reference to. He has got some incredible self-restraint, I guess. Who's right? See? Straight for the goal. How many seconds have passed? You don't need to state. Ah, what's going to be written on his gravestone? That's an apology? She's so pleased with herself. Why is it bubbling? You have a stomach of steel, my friend. Is there traditional foods, like from the different species? None of it quite resembled what she... They were the test subjects, were they? No. Even that face, no, there's no letting her off of that. Where's Sue? Ah, there she is. Everyone's ignoring Papi. With that many people. I forgot about that in the preview. Okay, I can see why they might have jumped to a conclusion. However, Sue just wanted to join in, didn't she? Well, at least Papi isn't poultry. Well, that was fast. Hello, Smith. That's not Smith. Get the hell away. You wouldn't be too far away from getting a foot to the face. Why would you let him inside? Is no one going to double check his credentials? Did they sign up for this? Of course, there would be people taking this kind of advantage, I guess. Whose benefit does this go to? I'm sure these kind of questions would be long explained before. Impressive. edit it in post. I feel like his video camera is, well, not quite cut up to what they might be good for. Maybe it looks something like from the 90s. But we know that one. Getting a bit hands-on. Even with journalistic integrity or whatever you try to put this under, there are limits. How someone hasn't taken the law into their own hands for this guy already before he got to this point? She was already anxious enough about just letting other people see her molt. So having it out in the public eye, open to any kind of pervert to ogle. Tell you what, I'll sell it to you. For an extraordinary price, mind you. What a face. She's so easy to manipulate when it comes to... Starting to catch on to what he's about, though, are you? I think I went through enough with the molting. I mean, it's kind of like she's giving birth, but... Getting a bit too intimate there. Yeah, you're making this harder than it has to be. What would you do with the eggs? Has he done his research on this topic before? I'm going to jail, aren't I? Technically, yes. I do not believe that he's going to get to film too much more. That's impressive. Sue, you have quite the dialect there. I can see that being useful or fun in the future. Somewhat mind reading. Smash the camera, for sure. No, but he can. Oh, it's worth so much he's not going to let that go, is it? He got what he wanted. What a conclusion. You managed to get over into the kitchen relatively fast then, didn't you? Unless you keep the eggs in Puppy's room. Are we all just ignoring the fact that Puppy is just... Oh, she hasn't yet. Okay. Even though he was instrumental in helping. Graphic commentary, yes. Nice, and now... Don't do the joke. Don't do the joke that I think it's going to do. Mia cooking, bubbling pot of water. As to be expected, he wouldn't give his real name out. Staying for dinner, coffee as well. Why are they letting Mia try to cook? Yeah. That's a large egg. But a snake having a speciality of eggs makes sense. I think we're seeing someone else being shown off now. Manipulation of threads, like our ninja friend, I still can't remember his name, Swie from Slime. What an intriguing personality you have there. I guess it would be a juxtaposition compared to the others that we've seen so far, so it's a welcome addition, I guess. It's a good thing that I am under lockdown at the minute, because I don't think I could face seeing any other human for quite a while after what I've witnessed. Or even just heard. Also brings up questions that I'm not sure want to be answered. Like with biology, would Papi have a cloaca? I kind of want to see the Agent Smith capturing that producer or some... Exactly what I was asking for. Enforcing the law. Spiders are a funny creature. Because, personally, I quite like them. And a bit of a oxymoron. The larger the spider is, the less I'm wary of it. So a human, or even much larger than a human-sized one, as long as it's sentient and can communicate, I don't think would be all too terrifying. Very, very weird to see, like, just first off, because, we don't really get arachnids or insects or anything of that kind of size, but if people were already discriminating against the different species, then yes, arachnids and the like would definitely be one of the more marginalised groups. And I think the show did quite well in pointing out that in a world like this, there would definitely be a market for that kind of footage, and let's label it under memorabilia, at least. I'm not sure what else it would go under. At least I've seen what people are willing to buy on the internet, and that's... I don't have much hope for humanity. But still, if you enjoyed the episode, please let me know by liking the video. And also, if you leave a comment down below, maybe just describing what you would be most intrigued at seeing if Monster Girls was a real thing. It might be a healthy conversation. And if you definitely don't want to miss what's coming up in the future, subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications, well, maybe not let people know why you did that, but you won't miss any future uploads. One thing I will say though is that Mia has so much more of a character development than the other girls. It's almost unfair, especially for ones like Mero, who's only just been introduced. But I am looking forward to the future, even if it is only for the plot. See you again there. And if you too are an up-and-coming video producer who wants the best footage of my most intimate areas, consider becoming a Patreon. Much like Flawed Otaku, Sal, Raywin, Aegis TR, Dynamite 1997, Lewis Almanza, Aisha M, Danny Chui, Daniel Jorgensen, ASD, and everyone else. So, once again, thank you. But I'm definitely keeping my curtains closed for a while.